What's going on? Welcome to Klamtucky Bourbon Boys. I'm Mike.
And this is Dave. So this is our bourbon page. I'll call it drinks because, man, summer gets here. I don't know about you, but a good gin and tonic.
Yeah, I think we're predominantly bourbon guys, whiskey guys, but we both happen to favor a good gin from time to time in the summertime too.
Yeah, and I don't know what camera. Oh, there it is. So if you see our little shelf out there, it's all brown.
Yeah, it's I've always said that whiskey in general is my that's my cold weather drink. Now I've discovered some cocktails like Kentucky tea that is delicious and refreshing in the summertime. It's kind of like a mule, but whiskey based instead of vodka based. And Kentucky tea is really a good drink. So maybe we'll save that for another episode. We'll make some up and share the recipe with you guys.
And I'll give him props now. So, been doing the bourbon thing for 2 years now. And I had my first, I'll go ahead and do this now. I had my first paper plane.
Yeah, I have yet to have one of those, but you
Man.
really make me want one.
All right, so another props to a local business, I guess. The Chicken Shack has expanded and now has the Coop.
So the Chicken Shack is located in Klamath Falls, Oregon. And so if you're not from the area and you're watching this video, we're based out of Klamath Falls. The Chicken Shack is a little local restaurant, and they expanded into a kind of a higher end drinking establishment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, I've been there. I'll go ahead and call it bougie, but a manly bougie. I'm perfectly at home at that place. But yes, I had my first paper plane there. It was delicious. I'm not for Manhattan. If you give me an old fashioned all day, I'll drink it. That paper plane was something else. I'll go back there just for the paper plane.
And I have yet to have a chance to make it over there, but I have not had a paper plane, and I want my first experience to be pleasant. So I'm gonna make sure to go over there and check it
It
out.
was very nice.
Nice. That kind of leads me into our first episode was a week ago. This is our second one, but we haven't really touched base on how we started the bourbon journey, and I think I might lead off with that. But I've always enjoyed bourbon. I've always been. Initially, I was pretty much a diehard Jim Beam guy, and ran into another YouTube channel called the Whiskey Tribe a couple of years ago, and it really kind of expanded my horizons, and I started stepping out and trying new and different whiskeys. And then I found another one called the Mash and Drum, and kudos to those guys because they really opened my eyes to a world of bourbons that I was completely missing. And so one thing led to another. I think last count we had about 83 bottles here at the house. That may or may not be a good thing, but
Well, and I think that's the thing about the whole bourbon thing. I mean, because even me and you differ on our profile, and we're the thousands and second bourbon podcast, but we all have our different profiles and go tos, and
yeah,
it's so diverse.
A lot of people refer to it as collections, their bourbon collection. And then, of course, there's other people out there that shred them for calling it a collection. Well, I drink my bourbon. It's not there to collect dust. Well, I guess it's both because the wife enjoys bourbon. I enjoy it. And we enjoy just going out on the hunt. And, we see something that looks intriguing on TV or hear about it from a friend. And it's like, man, I got to go find that bottle. And so we'll drive 2.5, 3 hours sometimes on a hunt to go find a bottle that's on our radar. And to me, that's kind of half the fun is the exploring and the other bourbons that you find along the way that, okay, well, there's the one I'm looking for, but this is something similar. I'm going to try that too. And it leads into kind of a fun hobby. It's not just sitting down and pounding a fifth every night. Good God, I'd be dead by now. But just enjoying the experience overall with your spouse or with your friends and make it kind of a communal thing.
And I'll give shout outs to the owner of the liquor store in Weed, California.
Man, that guy has got, for an unsuspecting little town, he has got a selection.
Yeah, and if you, I guess if you don't know weed, I guess it would either be the first or the last exit on I-5 in California. If that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, I think Wairika is actually the last.
Oh.
I'd get you there. But it's very, very northernmost part of California before you get to the Oregon border. But
Yeah, if you're on I-5, you're gonna hit Weed, California.
it's called weed for crying out loud. I mean,
And yeah,
I mean, you can go up there and get I love weed T-shirts, sweatshirts, beanies, stickers, mugs, glasses, cups, shot glasses. If they make it, you can stop in Weed, California, and get something that says I love weed. Just
well, and that souvenir. Okay, thank you. So that souvenir shop is right next door to the liquor store,
yeah,
and that guy has an amazing selection. And well, I guess for a year now we've been going down there, and he's the most coolest, friendliest.
that's kind of the
Remembers you.
yeah. Those your likes.
Yep.
And that's kind of key. If you're new to the bourbon world or the whiskey world or any kind of, it doesn't even have to be alcohol, realistically. But I mean, that's the world that we're in with what we're doing here. But make a relationship with somebody that supplies or has what you're shopping for. Because this guy, didn't know us from anybody when the first time we've come in there, but we frequent his store enough that he knows that not only are we just there, are we there looking, but we actually will buy his products from him, and that goes a long way towards him kind of looking out for us. So we'll stop in and hey, I got something in the back room that I think you guys will like, and he'll run back and grab it and bring it out for us, and so developing those relationships with your liquor stores is kind of key in getting those hard to find bottles that sometimes folks say they can't get. So.
Yeah, and we are in Klamath Falls, so the OLCC
Oregon Liquor Commission
can be a double-edged sword. But I'll tell you right now, finding a shit, I forgot.
like an allocated bottle.
Well, an allocated bottle,
Something
but
that's
yeah,
marked up in other states. You might find a $200 bottle that sells for $1,200 in California. Oregon, we have the Oregon Liquor Commission, which caps prices at MSRP. So if that's a $200 bottle, you pay $200 for it.
yeah, and so Eagle Rare. That's what I had a brain fart.
Oh, gotcha.
Eagle Rare on the shelf for $40. I'll take that any day.
Absolutely.
Any day.
Absolutely. That kind of leads me into what some of our, we've been doing this for a while now, and there's a lot of great whiskeys out there, but that doesn't mean that you have to like it just because it's labeled a great whiskey. I'll be honest, I've had Pappy Van Winkle 23 year. I was really disappointed. I would much rather have a good 10 or 13-year-old versus that one. I think at a certain point, the hype overrides the reasonability, rationality of some bourbons. We can find 23-year-old Pappy within, I don't know, 30 miles of where we live here. It's available. It's out there, but it's $4,000 for a bottle. How are you going to enjoy that? I mean, I know some folks that's not a whole lot. Let's be real. For the vast majority of us, $3,000, $4,000, $1,000 is a lot for a bottle.
And I don't want to hold my pinky up while I drink it either. So you can have
Right.
that.
I would much rather have a Stag, to be honest with you, than a Van Winkle.
All right, so
Yeah. So there, I said it.
Stack.
I said it.
Mm. All right, so
So what are you drinking there?
that is we have two for you guys today. The Glencairn glass is the Heaven's Door. I believe it's a 10-year,
10-year-old. That's yeah.
and that is delicious. Um, Sugar cookie taffy.
Yeah.
It's good straight up. I would not.
I think the wife said she picked up like banana taffy in it when she tried it.
I don't get the banana in that, but more caramel, brown sugar.
Yeah, yeah, kind of all the traits that you get in a lot of bourbons, but man, the sugar cookie to me is very prevalent, and it's just a delicious, delicious pour.
And that's good. That is more my profile. So I'm the wild turkey. Russell's is my go-to. Um, Rare breed. Those are my go-tos, I guess. I like a little bit of the sweet, little bit of bite, but it covers it up by the how you doing, buddy? I guess.
Yeah,
It's a little bit more sweet. So that is definitely in my wheelhouse. I didn't know that when I bought that, but yeah, I would recommend that I haven't had the regular offering off Heaven's Door. I'm willing to try it now though.
oh, absolutely. And my personal favorites is anything made by Old Forester. Love the flavor profile, just kind of that real heavy, caramely, sweet. It just coats your mouth and your throat real well. It's got a delicious flavor to it. Um, there's some that are definitely better than others. The Statesman's probably my least favorite, but the 1920 and I forget they came out with a blue label cast strength bottle here recently, and man,
And
it's
that's
just
the 1924. We haven't found that one yet.
no. I've got a bottle sitting on the shelf. You got a bottle too. It says Oregon on the label.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
yeah, the bottle select
Yeah, it's a
barrel
select
select.
barrel select, and that's good. So definitely a an old Forester guy, and also I mentioned at the beginning that I enjoy Jim Beam a lot, and not by coincidence, one of my other favorites is Knob Creek. And if you're not aware, Knob Creek is made by the fine folks at Jim Beam, and I have not met a Knob Creek I don't like.
Well, and I guess that's two today. So that bottle is on my side. Today we have Mom's Pancake, and I'm not for the flavored
Mom's
whiskeys.
Pancake.
Oh man, that just takes you home. So our other bottle today is the Knob Creek Smoked Maple. And I'm not for the flavored whiskeys or
I
too
hate flavored whiskey.
too sweet. I've already said I'm the sweet guy, but
No,
oh shucks. But no, you get in the flavored too sweet. I definitely like the whiskey or the bourbon background.
I've always said that good whiskey doesn't need flavor added to it. This bottle by itself might be my one exception to the rule. Um, man, it's just
If
I
you
get the mom's pancakes reference. It's like you're back at home and there's a fresh plate of pancakes sitting in front of you that mom just cooked up, and you're pouring that hot maple syrup on them. That's all over this.
Yeah, and I mean if you took bourbon and slathered it with maple syrup and stuffed it on a pancake, that's the adult pancake.
Yeah.
I, it's delicious.
So about a week or so ago, I had the idea of taking my Knob Creek. I've got some Knob Creek 12-year in the house, and we decided to do kind of a 50-50 blend. That was actually Dave's idea of this and the 12-year. And man, what a great combination. Took a little of the extra sweetness edge off of this
Hmm.
and just enhanced that really robust bourbon flavor. And man, it turned out to be a champ. That was a really good mix.
And I think that's the reason I got into this whole thing. I mean, because I I make my own simple syrup. You've actually asked me to request. Hey, can I
Make
get some
some for
more
me.
simple syrup? Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Make your own. But no, that's the thing for me is it's so diverse. I mean, I don't know if it's on camera or not, but we have some cardamom simple syrup back there. I'll try to get that in for you guys. But yeah, cardamom simple syrup. That's from Bend, Oregon. It's just the little diversities that make it. I mean, you can make an old fashioned. It's hard to mess up an old fashioned, but if you put the time and effort into something, you get that much back.
Well, and same could be said for the bitters too. I've got, I don't know, I think 7 different varieties of bitters in the house.
7?
Yeah.
Oh,
But just a few dashes of a bitter can really change the complexity and the taste of an old fashioned or any cocktail that you're using them in. And so I always like to experiment and try a variety of different bitters, um, trying to pull a little different flavor out of the whiskeys, whatever whiskey I happen to be using. I've noticed that different bitters can really bring different aspects of the flavor out. So
well, and so going back to the coop again, since you haven't been there, sorry, not sorry. But yeah, they use their bar is sweet. It's decorated really good, but they also use, I think, their take on the old fashioned, or the wife had a purple drink something, but they use the dried sections or wheels. Sorry, the wheels. And so, like my old fashioned, they stuck that in there on hers. They put it on the rim.
a dried wheel.
You cut the fruit and dry it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean that's just another element of an old fashioned. But if you're gonna use that, I mean it's versatile in cocktails. But yeah, you stick the little dried lemon. She had the lemon, I had the orange.
Hmm.
It just adds that little something in the background.
Yeah. Kind of like just expressing an orange rind around the glass, just to get that little hint of the oils on there. I got you.
Yep, yep. And right now I'm a fan of the candied. I have a bottle of candied oranges, and
Yeah, those candied orange slices.
those are hard to beat too. I mean
Man, those are delicious.
it's so diverse.
Collins.
Yep.
Collins orange slices. You can get them on Amazon. And instead of having a bunch of oranges that are half sliced up laying around the house because you made some old fashions one evening and then the rest of the orange sits there until it turns blue. Um, but I've been using these and
Saves
always
you work
nice.
there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for the fresh squeezed orange and expressing the peel and getting that flavor out there. If you're having a get together, you got a bunch of people over. Um, Sometimes you just want to mix the drinks and get back to the party, and these Collins orange wedges are great for that.
Oh,
I think we had a partial power outage over on your side of the room, Dave.
yeah, we have a crucial situation here, but no, I think on that note, I think we've covered what we wanted to cover anyway.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Hope to see you again next week. We'll be dropping new videos on Thursdays every week. So come back, check in with us, like, subscribe, and you can always comment. Let us know what you would like to see and what we could do differently to keep you coming back. We're here for you guys.
And go out and find your own flavor profile, I guess.
Yep, go out, have some good bourbon, and figure out where it is you're at and what you like.
Let us know. Become a part of our whiskey club.
We would love to hear from you. What your favorites are, what your not so favorites are, and maybe some unpopular opinions like mine on the Pappy Van Winkle. Maybe you've got a bottle out there that's supposedly a holy grail kind of bottle, and you've had it, you just don't care for it. I'd love to hear those stories, and we'll share them.
Bring it on.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Thursday.
All right. Thanks, guys.